Hi, it's Mech with Bungalow Chef. Tonight we're making our pecan crescent cookies, perfect for the holidays. You know, Christmas is right around the corner, so this is a great recipe. It's very simple, but it's a traditional butter pecan cookie. My great-grandmother, Rose Shoddy, was the originator of this recipe. We are now making our pecan holiday cookies, Grandma Shoddy's favorite recipe. We're going to go through the ingredients first. Very simple things that you're going to find in the house. Unsalted butter, confectionery sugar, flour, pecans, and a little vanilla and salt. That's what this recipe entails. Well, there's a couple tricks of the trade with this recipe. Number one, we're softening our butter, bringing it up to room temperature, so it's easier to incorporate the sugar. We want a very light and fluffy kind of mix with those two items. Something I do with wrapped butter, I take a container and I save all the wrappers, and they're really great if you're going to grease a casserole or maybe another type of cookie that you need to grease the cooking sheet with. These are perfect to have around, and just throw it in your freezer whenever you need to use it. It's handy. So here, we're going to start the recipe now. We're going to take our softened butter, 2 sticks, 1 cup of the butter, unsalted. We've just taken our softened butter and added it to our mixing bowl. Actually, there's a little story about this mixing bowl. It was actually my great-grandmother Shoddy. She used to make all of her Christmas cookies in this bowl and set her bread with it. So it's really a family treasure of mine. So, okay, we've added our butter. Now we're going to add our confectionery sugar. We need 6 tablespoons. There we go. And all we're going to do is just really mix these together. We're going to make a nice paste out of the butter. We're going to cut the butter with the confectionery sugar, much like you're making a pie dough. We want to end up with a very soft and light mass of the butter and the confectionery sugar. We're going to add 1 teaspoon vanilla. And a half a teaspoon of salt. We're just going to give that a quite quick stir here. Just want everything incorporated. We're going to add 2 cups of regular all-purpose flour. 1, 2. We're going to mix this all together. We want to really incorporate the butter and the sugar combination with the flour and the vanilla and the salt. And there we go. Now the best part of these cookies, we're going to be adding the pecans. And a couple secrets I have with pecans. Always buy pecan halves or large pieces and then cut them to the size or the chop that you really like for recipes. Also with this cookie, I prefer a smaller dice of pecan. If you leave the dice too large, if you're giving these as gifts or shipping, they can crack, but you know, look at me, a broken cookie never hurts. So we're adding a half a cup of pecans. We're going to mix this very simply. And then we're going to pop it in the fridge for about probably 15-20 minutes. We want this dough just to get a little bit more solid so we can shape them into the crescents. The dough has been refrigerated just for a few minutes to be a little bit more solid, easier to handle. We're going to be shaping them into a crescent, a little bit smaller than a finger. If you have any kids in the household or neighbors' kids, invite them over, make sure their hands are well washed, let them dive into the dough. Very simple. We're going to bake at 350 degrees, anywhere between 8 and 10 minutes. We want them just a light golden brown. We want to make them about size, a little bit thicker than a pencil, and we just want to give them a slight curve. This is truly a handmade process. Again, as a kid, I can remember 4 generations around the kitchen table doing this recipe. So it's really a family affair with these cookies. Okay, we're all done mixing. We're all done forming the pecan crescents. Going to just take a second here, wash my hands. We're going to put them in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 8 to 10 minutes, just until they're lightly golden brown. Hi, it's Mech with Bungalow Chef, right from Blue Island, Illinois. I'm in my dining room, and we're getting ready for a small holiday gathering. You'll see some natural greens. I really like the natural greens. It kind of fits the craftsman mentality of this house. Here's the table, just set for 6. Very simple. Going to do a little prime rib tonight in Yorkshire pudding. I have the red wine poured, and we're going to start serving in just minutes. This china was a gift. The family wanted to give me a remembrance of Mary Dean, and I'm very proud to use this for Christmas. We are in my living room, and next to the fireplace we're waiting for Santa. Have some vintage stockings hung by the chimney with care, so we're hoping that St. Nick knows where I live. So anyway, we're in my living room in Blue Island, Bungalow Chef. The snow's coming down. It's a great evening here. We have a great winter scene outside with the snow falling. We're 5 days before Christmas. We're making Christmas cookies, and the aroma is just unbelievable of Grandma Shotti's pecan crescents. We're here in front of the fireplace. We're waiting for Santa to come, and the tree's up lit. We're ready to go. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Well, on my tree, a tree's very personal. Every ornament has a story behind it. If it's something you crafted in grade school, or if it's something grandma or great-grandmother made for you. On my tree, starting at the top, my father actually made that star right after World War II. He came home and you couldn't buy anything, so he was very crafty, and out of plywood and mica chips created the star. We've had it very proudly on my tree all these years. Okay, our cookies have been in the oven at 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. They're ready to come out. They're nice and golden brown. You can just smell the aroma. It's just amazing with the butter, powdered sugar, and pecans. We're going to let them cool off just for a few minutes. I like to roll them when they're just slightly warm so that powdered sugar kind of caramelizes over the crust. Our cookies are pecan crescents, Grandma Shotti's old-time holiday recipe. They're slightly cool. We're just going to take them right off the cookie sheet, slightly warm. We're just going to toss them in powdered sugar. I don't know if you can see this via the camera, but the powdered sugar is actually melting with the heat, and it's almost like a caramelization of the powdered sugar. Yes, Santa, I know. Extra dry. It'll be by the fireplace. And yes, Lauren was a good girl this year.
Perfect.
Dixie.